Welcome to the Community Library Storytime. I am Miss Corinne, and today I'm reading you a book about kind of garden. All right. First, let's do our song about dig, dig, dig the earth. All right. So we're going to pretend you're digging, like dig, dig, dig the earth. Then you plant your seed, a gentle rain and bright sunshine and vegetables you'll see. Do you like that? Did you know that not only flowers come from a garden, but so do like vegetables and herbs and all kinds of stuff like that? In fact, this will be our last regular story time, and we'll have 1 week off, and then we are starting garden story time. So that is going to start on June 8th. We will start, and it's going to be recorded outside in our children's garden. All right, so now I also wanted to make sure I remind you, before we start reading, that at our library here in Salem, Wisconsin, we are also going to be starting our summer reading program, which is going to be a lot of fun. And that starts on actually June 7th. So you can go ahead and call into your library, because I think most libraries will be having a summer reading program. And ours is called Tales and Tales, like animal tales and story tales. And we're going to have like a bingo card for you to fill out with little things to do and read, of course. So remember to sign up for it on June 7th. Also, come to our library and check out our fairy garden display. You walk right in the front doors, it'll be on your right. The whole center one is all fairy garden, and it really looks cool. All right, so now my first book is going to be First the, a lot of people say first the egg. And this book is written by Laura Vaccaro Seeger. First, the egg. First, there's the egg. Then comes the chicken. See, the little chick hatched and becomes a chicken. First, you have the tadpole. There it is. Now it's getting its legs, and then it becomes a frog. First, you have the seed. There's a little seed in the ground that you plant, like we will be doing soon. And then you get a sprout, and then a flower. Or it could come up as a cucumber, or a tomato, or green beans. All kinds of stuff can come up. Corn, it starts from a seed too. First, there is the caterpillar. See the little green caterpillar? Then it goes into the chrysalis and then becomes the butterfly. They're so pretty. First, you have the word. So all like letters of the alphabet. In some areas, you could see a word. Like there's boy, there's girl. So there's a few of them in there. Then, from the word, you start the story. See, once upon a time, there was an egg and a chicken, and a tadpole and a frog, and a seed and a flower, and a caterpillar and a butterfly. And first you have paint. Then you have, here's the color. This one, what color is that one? Do you know? That color is blue. Then, see there's the blue, you have a picture. Here's where they use the blue. First there was the chicken. Look at all the different colors that you can make. Then the egg, because the chicken laid an egg in the nest. The end, and it starts all over again. Okay, so my next story is going to be The Bear's Garden. And this one was written by Marcy Colleen and illustrated by Allison Oliver. Now this talks about a garden in a city. Now you're used to seeing them out in the country, but they have gardens in cities. They also have gardens in places like the White House. It's another book you can check out. Just like all these books over my shoulder on both sides. See, all have to do with gardening. Okay, so this is Bear's Garden. All right, let's see why it's called the Bear's Garden. In the big, bustling city, all the people were busy. They rushed up and down the street without seeing that some buildings needed paint, that some buildings were empty, and then some buildings were gone. But in one little girl's imagination, the city was a place to grow and to play. There's her paint, there's pots, she's playing. A place to love. She could always find beauty around her. There's her teddy bear. Look at, she planted something in a can. There it is with her teddy bear. See that? There's a bird. Oh, look what the bird did. He went to land and knocked it over. One night, the girl's imagination spilled onto the sidewalk, rolled across the street, and sprouted. So there's her plant sprouting. There's another sprout coming up from the ground, and there's a mouse. A baby garden. When she spotted the seedling, she introduced herself with a "How do you do?" So there's a little seedling right there. You can see it. And she had a garden party. These little cups. And that's how it went day after day. She's watering the one in the ground. No matter how fierce the sun or how swift the wind, the little girl watched over the seedling. It's getting bigger. Can you see that? "I believe in you," she whispered, every morning and every night. Oh, there it is. It's a little flower. Look at, she's sending it love. Look at all the love she has for her little plant that she found. More seedlings soon grew. There's more of them. People rushing by began to slow down. First, with a tip of the hat or the nod of a head. People stopped to smile or to say hello to the little girl with the tiny green friends. Oh, there's a kitty looking at the plant. There's a puppy dog. There came a time when the little girl had to leave for a while. Without her care and without her love, she knew the plants would wither. She was, look at all her plants now she has. She was worried nobody would take care of them. She wanted to bring the garden with her, but it wasn't possible. She thought maybe she could whisper, "I believe in you," from far away, but she didn't have enough string. Look at, she's using a cannon string. She tried employing a pigeon, but it was clearly not trained. It just went to another pigeon and it dropped her note. If the little girl could not take care of the garden, someone else would have to. She filled her bear with cuddles and snuggles and stuffed him full of hope. Look at all that love. She locked button eyes with him and whispered into his ear, "This is a very special mission. Watch the garden until I get back." She kissed him on the top of his head and left him to do his job. So there's the entrance to the garden, and there's the bear sitting on a box. From miles away, the girl imagined that the garden was blooming. She imagined it could be a place to grow. And look at, people are coming here. A place to play. And it was. Look what all the people in the neighborhood did. They planted more stuff. They took care of the garden. Now this is actually a true story. This was in Brooklyn, and the garden is called Bear's Community Garden, and it was founded in 1985 and named for a teddy bear that was sitting in the weeds. "Please don't litter my garden." He had a little note there. So he was actually left. So this is actually a true story about Bear's garden. So see, you can do all kinds of things with gardens too. And it doesn't matter where you live, whether you have a garden in your house, in your windowsill, a small place outside, you might have a big area for a garden, you can have a little garden, all right? So, I would again like to thank you for joining me for story time. Remember about all these books that you can check out. It's about gardening. You can learn how to garden or just read wonderful stories about gardening. And don't forget, next month starts the summer reading program and garden story time. Hope that you can join us for those. And we'll see you later. Bye.